the old faith. Didn't even think it was going to happen. The technology was all against us, but we have fought through and succeeded. My name is Bree. I will be your DM today, and hopefully not burn anything down. If you want to go around the cast and crew and say who we are and who we are playing, that would be great. Casey.
You're muted.
You are muted.
So I'm listening to the audio, and it sounds like the music is way loud.
The attack of the music.
A little bit.
Oh, of course.
We're trying. It's been an hour.
It's been a weird hour with tech.
Better.
All right, there we go. All right.
Okay. I'm sorry, what did you want to know?
I want to know who you are and who you are playing.
Oh, well, I'm Eunice, a.k.a. E to her friends, and I am the halfling Badgerin. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, it is a pleasure. The pleasure is definitely all mine. Mackenzie.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie, and I'm playing Maven, the Tiefling Gloomstalker Ranger, and overall Sweet Bean.
The sweetest of beans. I actually don't... Is there a thing as sweet beans?
Oh, yeah, no, they're great. They're amazing.
God, there's so many things I haven't eaten yet in my life.
They are so good. There's like red beans, and then there's also sweet white beans, and they're amazing.
Hear that? You hear that, Twitch? I need to start eating more beans. All right, Fran.
Hi, I'm Fran. I am playing Fern, the Furbolg nature cleric.
Not to get confused for one another like I do every 6 minutes, but it's
Yes,
fine.
We're one and the same.
Yeah, you are just the Furbolg. It's fine.
Love it.
It's a powerful life decision.
You can see my plants.
See, there we go.
I got them.
All right, and last but not least, we have the darling Zelda.
Hi, I'm Zelda, and I'll be playing Koroko, who is a lizard folk and hopefully a witch. We're working on it.
Potential witch. Everyone's favorite potential witch. Go. All right, and I think audio is thing. And yep, I am DM Bree, everyone's favorite DM to burn innocent families on solstices. And it looks like we've lost layouts already, so that's exciting. So I'll get that fixed. While I fix that, would someone like to go over our previously, and then I'll go over our sponsors. I will give whoever does it inspiration if they're feeling brave.
We live in chaos. I mean, with the cameras.
Yeah, the camera chaos is unbelievable, guys. Camera chaos is my permanent life curse.
That's an also apt summary of what happened last episode. We just live in chaos.
I always have the hardest time with the starting, and we started going into the butcher shop, and E was going to the Wicker Man. That's what those things are called. And we found out after dropping Furby into a hole that the butcher shop was actually a cover for a hole in the ground that was also very evil and had lots of bad images and runes and pain inside of it.
The bad juju.
And blood. There was lots of blood in there too.
Well, I mean, that happens in a butcher shop. That's totally normal. Nothing to concern yourselves with.
The fact that it probably wasn't all animal blood is what I'm concerned about.
Oh,
And it-
come on.
Kind of stuck to all of our clothes now.
No. Yeah, it is. You are sticky, ash covered. Because what did you end up finding deep within that pit? What wonderful thing did you find in that pit?
Well, when I went to go back to check on E to find out what was going on with the Wicker Man, which we learned it did indeed have a mechanism inside of it that raised people up from underneath to be burned alive, which was the initial fear.
I don't think they were being burned alive. I think it was just like you plopped their heart or something in the little metal dish and you raised it up and then you burned that.
Organs were a
Potato,
key
potato.
component in this ritual,
Organs were important.
as they always are.
I think organs are important.
Upon returning and Korko and Eunice making their way into the hole following Maven and Fern, we learned that there was a not witch, but a hag, and she had people rotting and dying chained to poles in a small room underneath.
Also, Fribby died.
I was
Hashtag
getting to
event
that part. Press F for Fribby, and
Not my proudest moment.
my poor
Definitely
sweet
not.
toad baby was hit by lightning.
It happens. It's a natural part of life.
It is a natural part of life. And I mean, at least with things like that, you can always revive him. I mean, it's not like a permadeath. If it was, then I would feel way guiltier, like 150% guiltier. But I still would have done it.
It would be a natural part of his life
Get over it.
if Fribby was ever allowed to die.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. So you will get an inspiration dice for today, Zelda, to use as necessary.
Lovely.
I'm sure you won't need it at all in the next coming today or future weeks. You never have to make any terrible rolls. It'll be fine. And you're notorious for great rolls anyway, so don't worry about it. It's okay.
Oh yeah, we all know I'm so great with rolls.
I'm already throwing shade. I'm sorry. Now that I think my audio levels are fixed and you can actually hear me speak instead of a quiet whisper, which I'm sure everyone enjoyed for a short while, A Quiet Brie, let's talk about the sponsors for the game and channel. First and foremost, let us thank our Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers. Y'all help us keep this channel afloat. Super awesome. And if you are a Twitch subscriber or a Patreon supporter, you do get special access to our Cantrip Candles discount and our Devon Rue at Rue Inc.'s discount codes. If you like to smell good while you hurdle some dungeons, I can actually see, Casey, do you actually have some in the background of your thing right now, or is that just so happens to look like them?
That is indeed them. I'm currently smelling Den of Thieves, and it is delicious. It has aromas of smoke, red wine, and aged leather.
Oh, perfect. Yes, these are Dungeons and Dragons themed wonderful candles if you like to smell awesome while you are handling the horrors of whatever your dungeon master throws. Light one of these up while you play. And Rue Inc., I mean, if you see what I'm wearing today, I am wearing one of Devon Rue's amazing t-shirts. Devon Rue has maps and art and clothes and everything, so make sure you subscribe and support us how you can so you can get a part of those discounts. We are also supported by Roll20, which we use to play this game. It's the only way I can get the rolls to look so good on my part and so bad on my player's part. Just kidding. We also use heroic maps for our battle maps, so if you see any beautiful maps tonight, that is thanks to them. You can find them on DriveThruRPG. I do recommend it. And if you're not a fan of playing online and you like the beauty of real, hard, solid dice, check out Tabletop Loot, where you can get some of the best dice out there. If you use code Greyhawk, capital G, capital G, capital H, not capital gay, even though, yes, you get 15% off your dice order. So, perfect. That is how the sponsors are done. I only made one gay comment, so we're fine.
And here's to many more.
And here's to many more. Capital gay. Perfect. All right. And if I am not mistaken, we do begin our first few moments with a very important dice roll. And this dice roll has to do with divine favor. Our players do have some divine favor from last week, thanks to Wu-Tang Piglet. So if someone, I guess I do have to do the first roll. So I will roll a d4 and see who gets some divine favor. It is 3. So if we look at who we are right now, 1, 2, 3, that would be Fern. Fern has divine favor. So if you would roll me a d6, that would be great. A 2. So you have Supreme Fortune. 1 reroll of any single 2-hit ability check or saving throw. We don't have to do those either, so I don't think it's worth hanging on to. Completely fine. Alright, let's see. Get this over here. Actually, let the chat see it. Technology has not been my friend today, but it is fine. Okay, so last night was a very interesting night for all of you. And by interesting, I mean some of you had to experience things you never experienced before, like killing people, which is totally fine. You single-handedly stopped the execution of Cal's parents, of perhaps Gregory's parents. You managed to lift some sort of mind fog on the villagers. And as the sun begins to rise, you make your way back to the village.
Right.
I knew she was evil.
She wasn't evil, you made her evil. You turned her to the life of crime.
Do we have anybody that we're taking back with us, like any of the people that were still alive down in the pit?
So I would say that you probably did that first and foremost. You went through the meticulous process of bringing all of the sick and weary and abused parents or whoever they happen to be to some safety. And if their icons can be found, which they can't, and I'm not going to bother with it because technology is not working with me today, they are all in the, we'll say, top floor of the tavern, currently resting.
Cool.
There was 3 that were still alive, correct?
Yes, there was Cal's mother.
Mhm.
Cal's father was decomposing, and who seemed to be Gregor's parents, as far as Eunice knew. And we gonna stay and hang out at the village? You gonna go? What do you plan on doing after this?
If we get a moment and we're filtering the potential victims into the tavern, I'm gonna stop by the redheaded woman. Say, your name is Anne.
Yeah, my name is Anne. Thank you
I would-
for saving us, but yes. And she just seems so out of it. Her bones, you can almost see them protruding from her flesh, like she hasn't eaten. The fact that she has survived for months under here is unbeknownst to you.
Normally, I wouldn't be bothering you right now. I know you need your rest, but I thought you might want to know that Cal is out there living on her own. She's outside of Red Witch, a couple miles out, towards the west. We can show you. You do need to get your rest. Right now, she's fine. She's been fine. She's being protected right now.
Cal's still alive?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know what they were going to do to her.
She's a smart kid. She got out of there.
Would you like one of us to go tell her that you are here?
I'll do it.
That would be amazing. Yes, thank you. And she begins to just cry.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you,
go
Fern.
go
And-
get Cal. I'll be right back.
Appreciate it, and I'm holding like where there's this massive chunk taken out of me from one of the death dogs.
Oh yeah.
And the innkeeper is just doing the most. She has dropped all of her dirty wash rags and has replaced them with bandages, and she's been tending to you as well as these villagers, and villagers keep coming with fresh water, and everyone seems very sheepish when they look at you. Like they can't maintain full eye contact. Like they're all very ashamed, and they won't look at any of the victims either. Everyone in the village has gotten quiet. You haven't even seen Gregor, because he's just been hiding away, very upset about the entire situation. How many of you were poisoned by the death dogs? I think it was Zelda and Mackenzie was... so sorry. Were you... Was it...
No, maybe I wasn't.
I was for sure poisoned.
Yeah.
I was definitely poisoned.
I think it was just you two, so I'd say that Fran probably feels the best, actually, out of everyone.
I, in fact, am going to try using Lesser Restoration on myself. See if that removes that. Says I can end a disease condition. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. I don't know if that will help, but I will give it a shot.
Let me check real quick. That is a good question. It'll make things much easier. So, yeah, I mean, as long as it's covered, yeah, you can do that.
I am going to do that, and sorry, upon seeing that it works, or feeling that it works, I will cast it on Maven, who is also poisoned.
Yay, thank you.
Perfect. Teamwork to the T. So while all of you are in the process of recovering, eating the delicious stew that I promise there's no human in it, she says over and over again because she's now feels like you can't trust the villagers. Fern makes her way back in the way which she remembers the little girl was. It's super easy to find Cal. Cal's sitting on a small stool outside, kind of just carving out little spikes. And when she sees you, she goes, "Oh, hey."
Hey, so remember that promise I made you? And I just extend my hand out to her and go, "Come on, let's go."
Wait, did you really find them, or is this a joke?
No, I promise. Come on, you'll see.
And she kind of like pops up the stool and goes, "What? I forgot to tell you too. It was red colored, right? Red cloaks were the warning, right?"
Yes.
Yeah, I saw one. So let's go see my parents first, and we'll talk about it, okay? But
so yeah, Fern kind of like has like a oh shit moment, and like,
but she
kind of
like
goes over and scoops her up and like puts her on her shoulders and kind of like starts very hurriedly walking back, like, "Okay, let's go."
And she's like, I don't 100% believe you because it's really hard to trust people around here, but this is going to be the best news of my life if so. And she's just kind of like going, and she's excited. And she gives you no information about the Red Cloaks. She just keeps talking about her parents.
All right, yeah, I just hightail it back over to the village.
All right. And it is quite easy to make your way back again. She picked a perfect spot to hide, very easy to get to. But you put her off your shoulders to get her into the building, and she runs to her mother, and she throws herself on her, and she no longer looks like a badass. She looks like a very small little girl. And she curls up under her sick mother and goes, "But where's Dad?" And the mother looks to her and kind of just pulls her up to her head and just starts crying. Sorry for that. And that is kind of where she stays until... Let Mom take that question. You can hear the mom whispering into her ear, and there's a bit of sobs in between them before Cal kind of sits back up and kind of covers her face and goes, "Thank you for keeping your promise. We found them, and you saved one. And I didn't expect you to do any of that. Nothing personal.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't complete the entire promise, but half is better than none." And she just kind of takes her big hand and just ruffles Cal's hair a little bit and kind of gives her a sad smile.
And she kind of gives it back and goes, "Yeah, it's fine now. Mom is back, and we can fix this village. And if the crops go because the magic's gone, we'll still make it work. We're a strong village."
I can tell.
Is there anything else I can do for you guys, though, to thank you for your help?
Actually, did you want to tell me a little more about the red cloak that you were telling me about earlier? And I kind of like look at my like party members like,
Oh yeah, I guess you wanted to actually hear about that. That makes sense.
yeah.
So it was the night of the solstice, I guess. So last night. Yes, last night. Sorry, it's been living in the forest. Time kind of gets away from you. But last night, I heard like a rustling, and of course I thought, maybe it's a deer because it was just like a twig here and there, and then I heard stomping. So I just like kind of peeked my head out, and I saw two people with red cloaks, and they were just kind of walking, and I watched them walk past, and they went in the direction you guys came from. But it was last night, so they're probably not too far, but I don't know. I wouldn't go after them, though. They seemed kind of mean.
Well, that was a good call on your end.
Well, I don't have to kill them. They haven't done anything to me yet. But if you need my help, I can help you.
I think we've got it. Is there anything else we need to get taken care of while we're still in town?
I'd like to root around Moriana's room.
Ooh, smart.
Okay. So you make your way to Moriana's, which is in the far corner.
I just want to know what she was. Actually, because those roaches were fun.
So,
Yeah,
when you rummage around in her home, it seems to have a lot, like her room, it seems to have a lot of basic things, just a bedroll. There doesn't really seem to be anything in the chests, just random cloth and things of the sort. But you do find one small piece of parchment. And it just says, objectives. Do not be seen. Take over the village. And then you do notice that there is a doorway that leads to another building. They seemed like they were probably a duplex style built, but there's a doorway separating the two. And that is the room directly below it, if you'd like to go through there.
Yeah, I would.
I'll go too.
So this room is a lot different than her very basic bedroom. It is full of alchemy supplies, and not in the fun, magic way, but in the horrifying, why are there so many jars of body parts in a single room? Like, you see like a baby's hand floating in a large jar, like almost waving at you. Various eyeballs in a small container, kind of too small to fit all of the eyes. Vials of a dark liquid that you're assuming are blood, and each one are labeled like human, elf, deer, just on and on, different vials of various species blood. But it's very clean. Doesn't seem like it's gotten much use, but it is a very stocked kind of horror show.
Is Fern with me?
Mm-hmm.
This seems like something Corica would like. Well, not like, but no.
Yeah, I feel like she would definitely have more insight on what we'd even do about this.
My funhouse.
Is this just like all just like just like dark magic, profane stuff?
Yeah, it makes you uncomfortable to sit in this room. You feel kind of gross in here.
Yeah, I'll go back up because Fern wouldn't be comfortable, and as she's kind of walking back into the other room, she just goes, my vote would be just to destroy it and burn it all, but I would like to hear what Kuroko has to say first.
Then is there something... Did you find something?
Yeah, I'd just go have a look in there real quick. I think you might want to take a look.
Yeah, sure. And
Maven's head kind of pops out of the door. There's a bunch of dead body parts in jars. Seems like your thing. And then just goes back.
Your thing, guts and jars.
jars are my thing. And I will,
Get this witch a jar!
and I will make my way down to the room full of jars.
You do, and this is definitely a hag's home. This is definitely something that you know that witches do not partake. They're even the darker of the witches do not kind of cross in this kind of bastardization of magic. There is so much. There's even a small satchel of what you think is dried feces. Like, there is just nothing in here screams right. But it also kind of gives you imagery in your head. Kind of like where you saw the first death dog. It kind of seems very reminiscent of the place with the satchel. And as you see that tiny baby hand kind of float around, waving at you, your stomach kind of churns at the thought.
Do I infer at all that possibly these ingredients make death dogs?
Roll me an religion or an arcana check.
This one. Oh, that's only an 11.
So with an 11, you think that some gross things do get made around here. But if you would like to peek around a bit more, there is a small desk full of papers.
So do you say that I'm still there because I didn't leave because I'm like, what are you looking at? But if you want to know more about death dogs, since they're my specialty, I can help, or I get good info out of it if you want me to. If you say that out loud.
Yeah.
I would say if you want to take it as help, we can take your 22 if you want. I can do that retroactively. It doesn't bother me.
Sure. I will confer with Maven.
So, the two of you begin looking through ingredients. You begin looking at stuff. You find leashes, hound collars, things like that. You find scalpels. You find various disgusting alchemical tools, and kind of referring to like things in your book that don't make sense, and kind of looking around at things. It is very clear that the things used within here are what created the death dogs. You would think without a shadow of a doubt that this hag is the reason why they've begun to pop up. But as you begin to look through these ingredients, you do find a lot of paperwork, a lot more than in the room, and a lot of them are in like chicken scratch, nearly impossible to read. But some of them seem to be letters from the Scarlet Brotherhood, a big S, on some opened and unopened letters.
Anything that seems like it's important, I'm going to open that red skin book and just stuff it between the pages like you would math homework in a textbook kind of thing.
Yeah. So you pry some open, and like one says, "To the object of the Red Witch. You have been brought here for a very specific reason. We need to take hold of the villagers and the village. We need their strength. We need their power. We need an army, so we will take everyone we can. Earn their trust by any means necessary."
It's hard to build an army when they are all dead.
Does that say the object?
Yeah. I am not sure what they are referring to.
I grab another one and open it.
This one seems to be dated back at around Christmas time. This is a genius idea, what you're doing. It's extremely clever to use their starving, hungry needs and use magic to heal them. It is even smarter that you used people in charge. It is important to take out all opposition. Congratulations.
So, okay. I think Moriana was the object, maybe? I don't know.
It also referred to her as the Red Witch, correct?
Object of the Red Witch. I don't know how Red Witch is spelled.
Yeah, Red Witch is also the name of the town. Which is just my creative genius failing, but it's fine. But,
The stuff in here reminds me of the ritual where I found the book. I imagine just the
You get
baby parts.
you get
or-
some big uncomfortable feels. But as you search through the remaining papers and their notes and chicken scratch and a weird, disgusting, hag language and you see a little bottle of what you would presume would be ink, but labeled on there it says merfolk. And they've been writing with the blood of a merfolk. There's a little quill sticking right out. And as you continue to just kind of clear out the last of the papers, you do find a very small jar with a living roach inside of it.
I am going to cast Detect Poison and Disease in this entire room, just for
funsies. It's the most fun.
The most fun. So does that work like as an area effect and things just glow, just to be certain?
If I have time, I will ritual cast it, but
I mean, you have time. No one's coming here to check on you. They are all sitting with a lot of thoughts today. It's a very sober day for them.
I'll keep a
Lovely.
watch too, since I'm still there.
If any poisonous or diseases substances, I imagine, appear within 30 feet, you sense a presence, including poisons, creatures, and diseases.
Okay. So you kind of look around for the sense, and it's almost like hitting you. Like if this was a metal detector, it'd be like beep 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 beep.
Oh, lovely.
And you start kind of like following your senses to things, and you find like a bag of seeds. And does it tell you like what they are or their type? Oh yeah, type. So
The type also gets known.
So when you look at this, it looks like something that would kill crops. Like a crop killing poison. In the shape of seeds. You also find vials of liquid that seem to cause... It's kind of like in those warning labels that pregnant women get, may cause birth defects. You begin to find things like this, and as you find these kind of poisonous objects, you begin to wonder, was Red Witch ever cursed? Or was this a plan from the beginning?
Maven,
Yeah?
I don't think that this town was having any troubles to begin with. And I'll hold up the seeds and basically explain that these kill plants. They likely could have destroyed the crops around here.
Oh. Do you think they have any more of those lying around? Should we maybe tell them to chuck those?
Yeah. Actually, if I could somehow gather them, I might be able to make use of them.
I don't know if they're gonna be up for a gathering anytime soon again. But we can just tell a couple and hope they just tell each other. I don't know if they're gonna be super keen on getting together and having a party again.
Another shindig. Spring started,
Yeah.
no more spring shindigs.
Yeah,
Um.
as long as we talk to whoever's in charge of doing whatever in the fields, they could probably lead us to whatever supply they have of these.
You do that. I want to find Gregory. I want to make sure, or Gregor. I want to make sure he's okay.
Absolutely. And I will pick up anything in this room that looks usable for poisons, any like raw materials or anything, unless it seems really obscure and dark and gross.
So you do find some other vials of what seem like poison, but they're also like inside of them is like floating like full jars of baby teeth. And it's not so much that the liquid is any more the poison, it's more like the teeth are the poison. You find a knotted ball of just hair, kind of like an octopus, like it's here with a yarn, with like fur tucked out. And you get a kind of energy from that. You see might cause a disease, something inside of the ball of hair. But most of it is things that you would probably be very uncomfortable to involve yourself with.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave, especially the baby teeth.
Come on, the baby teeth, those are so easy to collect though. You can always find more.
Actually, I will swipe them because I want to find out how they were made. As disgusting as that is.
Just gonna keep
I want to see if I can discern what is in
what the poisons of the baby teeth are.
basically how the poison is made.
Okay. So you swap the baby teeth, you take some letters, and you take the crop killing seeds. Do you leave the vial of the poison that seems to cause birth defects?
I will take that as well. If anything, it might come in handy knowledge-wise.
Okay.
Are you gonna take the merfolk blood too?
It's tempting.
Just
Do it.
I mean, I'd say if you want a vial of a specific species blood, it's probably in a jar here.
God, I feel like I'm just like loading my arms full of disgusting things.
You are.
And you're this big lizard with an arm of blood and like poison.
You know what? Yeah, I'll take it. You know what? If anything, I can just tell people I will dump it out later and use the jars.
So are you
Scot-free.
you're taking the merfolk blood?
Yeah, I'll take the merfolk blood.
Are you going to take any other kind of blood?
Is there anything that seems obscure and possibly useful?
You know what? Roll me a nature check.
God, I'm slowly writing things into my inventory, and it's getting to be a little
Disgusting.
bit
Oh god.
Merfolk blood. I will. What was that? The birth defect poison. And is it an investigation? You said.
Yeah, do investigation. That would be a lot smarter in my way.
16.
A 16 investigation. With that, you begin to peer around and you find what seems to be, you find things like different Fey bloods, you find even like some Phoenix blood. There's some good blood here.
Oh man. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh god, it's so bad, but I'm taking any kind of obscure blood I can find. It does make me think that my blood might have been, like not mine specifically, but lizard folk blood would be.
You do
in there.
find lizard folk blood. With a quick
That's-
search, you find some good old lizard folk blood.
Oh, lovely.
But that's fine. Don't worry about it. Do you want to take some of that, or do you already have enough on store?
I think I have enough.
Okay, just making sure.
Hopefully. My body jar.
Christ alive. That was not what I expected to happen out of this room. I did not expect,
These are mine now.
These are my bloods now.
These
All
are
your
all
bloods belong to me.
place.
Christ. Alright.
Yeah, it was Fey blood and Phoenix blood.
Yes, Fey blood and Phoenix blood. Ugh, the Roll20 keeps acting up. It's opening up every other tab except for the actual Roll20 tab, so everyone is seeing all of the fun stuff on the internet. Hi guys! Welcome to Brianna's Tech Corner. I'm an expert.
Sometimes even I'm in the big square.
I know, you've popped up in the big square. Everything has popped up in my big square. So do you take these lovely gifts back to your friends?
Oh gosh, they're going in a satchel. I don't want anyone seeing me walk out with a handful, more than a handful of creepy objects from her creepy alchemy thing.
Oh my god. Yeah,
I
that,
mean, you guys can know.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell your friends. Maybe don't tell all of the villagers, but,
Maven knows. Maven was there.
Maven was there. Maven saw the secrets.
Maven's like, okay, that's fine.
So do you go back to the tavern then?
Yes. I haven't eaten in a while. I'm hungry after searching those creepy jars.
Okay. So you make your way into the tavern, and you go into the same entrance you did last time, the one near the soup pot. And what is your passive perception you do?
Oh, my passive perception is
14?
something. It's a number. Give me a moment.
It's just 10 plus your modifier, right?
Yes.
14.
Why is mine 15? Is it 11 plus your modifier or 10 plus your modifier?
10.
Well, Roll20 saying mine is 15, but my modifier is only 4, so it's 14.
You might have a bonus because you're a ranger.
Ranger?
Maybe. Or if that's like... We'll say it's 15, just so I can say this to you, my dear. So as you walk past the stew that you've been eating in this village since you've arrived, you see a small vial that looks very similar to one that Zelda collected.
Can I, like, nudge Zelda and just very subtly point it out?
Oh.
Yes. Zelda, you are looking at the vial of poison that you could decipher very well causes birth defects.
We should probably let the, you know what, I'm just gonna take it and then tell her. Yeah, I'm just gonna take that and put it in my satchel as well as all the other, like, 15 jars of things that I have.
The sound you make when you walk.
Clank, 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 clank,
I
clank.
need to get you a bag of holding soon, before you break all of those jars and poison is everywhere.
I am trying to stuff what little, like, rope or whatever soft things in between them, but
Just
it's not
wrap
working.
them up, take, like, random tablecloths as you go, and just kind of stuff them in.
Oh boy.
Just kind of hand Kuroko, like, a stack of, like, a couple of cloth napkins, like, under the table. Just like, here you go.
Here, take some. It's fine.
Thank you.
What was Fern and E doing during this entire terrible thing?
I guess just chilling out upstairs.
Watching these sick folks go.
Yeah. Like being like, do you, boo? That's none of my business.
Alright, well, I'd say if you guys are sitting up there doing the do you do see Gregor eventually kind of sneak in sheepishly. And he kind of looks at you guys, looks at his parents, and... Thank you for saving me. And he just won't make eye contact. He's just like, and my parents.
I just give him a little pat on the head. You're welcome. It was all in a day's work.
And he's like balling up his little fists up by his side. And he's like,
I already dealt with one kid. I'm gonna let you guys handle it.
So Eunice is actually downstairs with a jug of mead, and the jug is human-sized, so she has to...
really go for it.
It's like that big. She's like crawling on it.
And you have been given full freedom to help yourself to the tankards as much as you want.
Yeah, I would expect as much if they
Yeah.
hadn't.
Honestly,
I'd
you have that giant tankard, and then you've got 2 more lined up behind it.
Yeah, I'll get to those in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
have
that's
it all. You have like, and then there's a plate next to you with like roasted quail and a bunch of eggs and sausages and some corn. No stew, just all of the nicest food.
Gone away. I'm still at like 16 or 17 HP, but I don't feel it.
Yeah, because none of you have rested yet. This is
No.
this is the morning into the next day.
We really need to rest. I have no spell slots.
Yeah, so you guys have handled everything that had happened last night. You are coming down from... And you can feel it, too. Like, the main poisons and the main pains, and you've been bandaged up. But you feel like shit. You have been punched and stabbed and clawed at. You jumped through a flaming, burning Wicker Man. Feel it. And,
When I'm done with everything, I'll just curl up on the plate where the chicken and the quail used to be.
and that is so fine. Someone will walk by you and, like, put a tablecloth over you as a blanket.
Did what is it? Gregor walk through the front when he came in? Did he pass by like Goroko and me, or did he just sneak
So-
through like a window?
Gregor beat you here. And
Oh, okay.
it was just before you guys came in. And as you walk around the corner, you do see a very food coma-y curled up on a plate with a small, kind of dirty tablecloth on top of her. Tipped over, tanker, like, of mead. There's like, bones laying around.
I start going like this.
Yeah. Like the happiest corgi in the goddamn world. Just...
So I like pull the blanket a little bit, like under her more, and try and find everyone else.
So you make your way up the stairs, and you see the innkeeper and goes, "So happy to have you back. You know, we gave E the best that we had, and we can do the same for you, or we could make you some of our famous stew. You seemed to like it a lot the last time."
Yeah. How long has that been stewing?
Well, we keep it burning. We've been it's consistent. It's been passed down our families for years.
Okay. I would maybe suggest either I know tradition, but we found something that was contaminating it. My friend, the big lizard person, they know more, so you can talk to them kind of exactly what it was, but something it's been tainted, and I think from what I can gather from what my friends told me, it might have been causing a lot of the problems and the sickness that you were experiencing.
The stew is what has been causing our problems.
There was something in the stew. Not the stew recipe is fine. There's just something in the stew that was someone slipped in, I think.
She turns her head to look at the lizard.
First, did you just say that the stew is years old?
Yes, of course. What happens is if we keep it burning at all times, it doesn't have an opportunity to grow sickness in it. So it stays at a constant near boiling temperature, and we add things like remainders of the hunt, and we skim it off, and we go, and it maintains a hefty broth, and then whatever vegetables we don't use, we clear it out so they don't mold.
Well, I've eaten pond algae, so I'm not going to complain. But, and I will pull out the jar of blackish liquid, I think you described it as.
Yeah.
And
She was, oh, yes, that! It's been the secret ingredient. We got it, I think my great-grandfather had gotten it from a woman. We always
I
add
will
just a
pull-
drop every day.
I will pull out the labeled jar now and sit it beside him. This has likely been given to you as poison. I don't know who your grandfather talked to, but
Well, I don't know either. He's dead. And she, like, kind of, like, picks up the vial and looks at it and goes, it looks like the same stuff. And she's, like, kind of just gazing over the label and goes, we don't read very much around here.
you should probably have someone in your village who knows how to read. Go through. It's poison.
But that wouldn't make any sense. I mean, the crops still died. What did the poisonous stew do that as well?
No, and I will pull out the little bag of seeds. These seeds did, and I'm assuming that they were given to you by Moriana?
Well, no, we've been We use these every summer to fertilize the grounds. I mean, if we go over to the farmer's house, we have entire barrels of these. We use just a little bit. We were given them as gifts many, many years ago.
It is really strange how old these things are. You've been poisoning your crop grounds. These seeds are poison as well. You see, I'm a poison maker, and
Yeah, she's an expert.
You make poisons, but who does such a terrible? But who would hurt us? What did our ancestors do that?
for the record, I also make healing potions, but
She's also good at that.
Just in this case, poisons are more applicable. Yes, these seeds, this fertilizer is poison, and so is that black liquid. The fertilizer kills crops, and the black liquid causes defects in birth, having children.
I've lost 4 children over the years. I've grown up on this stew.
I personally wouldn't blame yourself for it. Whoever sold it to you was up to something.
But that is the thing. We've been using these our entire lives. It's I mean, longer than I've been alive, longer than my father was alive. I don't understand who would do this to us.
We don't. Well, we're going to figure it out. It's not right, and I think the people who might have been doing this to you for a long time are the same people that we're looking for. So we'll find them, and we'll make this right, and we'll make this village flourish again.
Things will have to change once Cal's mother gets better. I suppose she will take over in her husband's stead. And we will have to make a lot of changes from here. I'm glad you came.
For the record, the recipe itself is fine. It tastes great. It's just the poison.
And she kind of smiles, and you can see she's fighting back tears. Well, perhaps the next time you come it will taste completely different, 1,000,000 times better. We will use new food, healthy food.
Secondly, to be clear, these aren't my things. I found them in Moriana's house.
She looks and goes, well, I didn't consider it was your fault, but I appreciate you telling me so. We will have some of the stronger, maybe the butcher, he has a stronger stomach, perhaps. We will have him check that out. We haven't bothered going in there. It's still early. I mean, God, it's still early. None of us have slept. I just remember waking up, walking back to the village, like I had been in a daze.
Most of the things in there are disease or poison causing. If
you can clear it out.
Yeah, they should be handled with care and disposed of with even more care.
Well, I don't know what we're going to do with the disgusting thing below our village, the terrible hut of torture, or the vials of poison, but we will get rid of them. And Redwitch will flourish. Maybe not our generation or our children's, but the ones in the future. We will not make the same mistake that our great-grandparents and grandparents did.
The good news is that now that you know what is destroying your crops, you should be able to prepare.
Thank you. I'm getting emotional. That is not my job here. It is not to be emotional. You have done so much for us. Is there anything we can do for you?
I think just a night's rest and food would be plenty. For myself, at least.
I need a nap.
She goes, oh, of course, just we don't lock the doors. We don't offer keys for in rooms, but there's other rooms here. You can just hop in one and get as much rest as you need. And the food, of course. Don't touch the stew, whatever you do. But I will make sure we have food for you.
Before I sleep, I'm wondering if I can actually. Would you point me in the direction of your fields?
Oh, of course. And you would know that the fields are between. There are fields around the area in which you did the celebration with the Wicker Man.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed to be one area that they did not restore, but next to it are like cornfields and bean fields.
I am going to look at probably the most diseased looking areas of this and start using I want to see if lesser restoration maybe or to remove poison and see if I can somehow at least filter some area of their field.
So when you go into the fields, you begin to look around, and the seeds, like there are like basins of seeds, and they are labeled, so whoever works in the farm can at least read. And there are, like, it's written savior seeds and old seeds in satchels, like kind of separated. And as you like kind of open them up, the savior seeds, what you would deduce were probably gifts from Oriana. They all seem actually very healthy. They seem like regular soybean seeds and etc. And the old seeds are the ones that match yours. So it's, I would say, with the intellect that Koriko has, and when it comes to plants, you would suspect that when Moriana came, she just switched out and said, we have new seeds that I've blessed, perhaps.
If there's any room in the bag of seeds that I have, I will fill it with the poisoned ones, and then take a handful and see if lesser restoration clears any poison from them.
So when you cast lesser restoration on them, they actually turn to dust in your hands and kind of float away, like there was nothing in them but poison.
Lovely. There is not much else I can do here. I will make my way back and actually just take my claw and put a big X on the lids of the ones full of poison and let whoever tends the fields, if there's anyone around, that the X'd barrels are not to be used. They're to just be burned or gotten rid of.
And they look at you, this very hulking kind of expert covered in plant matter, and they go, yeah, sure, boss. Yeah, sure.
Boss, in any case, just don't use them. It's entirely poison.
We'll go take care of that right away, boss. And they seem to just call you boss, like you're the one in charge, and they just like kind of run off in terror, like, did you see that? Did you see that? Are we going crazy?
If it has them get rid of it, they can call me Jimbo John or whatever.
Jimbo.
Jimbo John the lizard folk.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I will make my way back to the tavern to rest and recuperate.
So we are going to take our our second long rest, but our first long rest without any scary floating fae. Alright, and even though we're only playing a short period of time, breaks are important. I have a baby bladder, so I think this would be a good time to take a break, let everyone up their stats back to normal, And we will see all of you in just a few short minutes, so don't go anywhere. Bye! Hello! We're back! I hope you didn't miss us too much. But, here we are, and you have slept for the entirety of the day, the night, and the next morning. You have just slept like rocks. And no one has bothered you. But you do wake up to the smell of stew, and it smells amazing. Because you have woken up hungry. I mean, Eunice didn't even get off the table. People have just left her safely on the table where she has just slept. And the smell is just filling the area as stew is being made, so.
I wonder if it's new stew. I'm gonna go down and check.
You check, and the inn is very busy right now. The butcher, farmers, children, people are all coming in with different ingredients for the stew. And they are currently concocting a new stew.
Right, I'm gonna get just a big bowl of that. Just chow down.
All right, and you sit down next to some eager kids who are just kind of like petting your fur.
Oh.
Because I'm sure you all did take the time to also clean the crud off of you, right?
Oh yeah.
We can say that you did not sleep congealed in 7 layers of mystery blood.
7 layer mystery.
Casey's face there made me question whether Eunice cleaned off the mystery layers of blood.
We'll just leave it up to the viewers and the readers. Imagine what you want to imagine.
Imagine what you want to imagine, but Fern is very soft right now, and the kids are loving it.
Nice warm bath, and I am
They're just
soft chinchilla.
Yeah, chinchilla fur for days. Kids are loving it, and the stew is amazing. You don't know if it's because it's fresh made with love or there's no poison in it, but it seems to hit you in all of the right spots.
There we go.
And a very tired woman. She has a cane helping her move around. Bright red hair, scars all over her face and body. She approaches you and goes, "Not only did you save me and my family and stop the witch, but you also found a problem that has been plaguing us for 100 years. I thank you for that, and you will always have safe lodging and food here."
Huh?
And through like a mouthful of stew, Fern just goes, "You're welcome."
What problem has been plaguing them for 100 years?
Oh, yeah. There was a thing. We found there's a lot of poison, and people were like, it was a thing. There was like a special ingredient that was disguised as like, it was poison, but it was disguised as a special ingredient. And then there were seeds that were like fake poison seeds, and then they were replaced by new seeds by Moriana. And it was basically like Moriana fixed a problem that was already here. It's a lot. You missed a lot.
Whoosh. Well, are you okay? Is everybody okay?
Gregor got new toys.
Well, congratulations.
Lots of things.
And she kind of looks at you all and realizes she's now overwhelmed, like her stay is no longer necessary. She just kind of nods and limps off.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Who was that?
I imagine, guessing from the hair, I bet that was Anne's mother or Cal's grandmother.
Okay. Face first in the stew.
Speaking of which, I would like to find Cal.
Okay. It's pretty easy to find Cal. Cal is actually curled up at the foot of her mother's bed. She has a very small book in her hands with very basic words on it. And she's trying to sound them out, and her mother's eyes are closed. She's like, "No, that's not how it's said." And she's like, "What do you mean? Hua? Hua?" And she's like, "No, that's who, not hua." She goes,
Knock on the door kind of gently. Don't want to interrupt them.
and she like kind of looks up. She goes, like, she's like, "Thank God." And she like looks up. She goes, "Hey, E."
Hey, Cal. Anne, how you doing?
It's like, "I'm getting there. Thank you."
Well, I came to talk to Cal, but, don't mind if you're here, so I'll just say it. I'll come in, and I'll sit down at the edge of, sort of hop up, actually, like a flea, and perch on the edge of the bed there. And I'll look at Cal and say, "Look, Cal, your mom's a smart lady. I know, but she's still got some ways to go, and I understand that your dad was the former leader of the village. I just wanted to say that with Marina gone and with no known person to lead, then the village may need a leader, and I think that you did a really good job with handling the entire situation and saving yourself. My vote would be for you.
And her head kind of like pops up even more, like raises. She looks at you and she doesn't know what to say. She's like, serious face. She like kind of looks. She puts her hand out and she goes, "Thank you for everything you've done for this village.
You take care of Red Witch, and you make sure it's still standing when I get back."
I will. It is a promise, and like you, I will keep my promise."
Good.
And the mom is just kind of like, and her eyes are still closed, and she just kind of, you see a smile kind of form on her like very weary lips. But she doesn't talk. It's not her place to. She knows. Good leader.
Well, I gotta go kill some red cloaked individuals. If you see any of those, by the way, either get them out of your village or kill them. Also, they are definitely.
We will kill them all for you, and
Good.
Don't die.
I will try.
And she just kind of like real nods, and you can see her bow is kind of like perfectly perched on the thing, and she kind of looks at it and looks at you, and she just seems kind of like she still has that very serious demeanor about her, but you can also kind of see kind of like a happiness within her that you did not notice when you first met her. She's not as cold.
I'll try not to demean her by thinking it's cute and smiling at it, and I'll just also like warrior face nod. Exit the perimeter.
Oh, so good. Wonderful. Well, you have saved the village of Red Witch. What would you like to do next?
Find a place where I can resurrect Freddy.
You have all the time to do that if you need to do that.
I just need to find a brazier where I can burn ingredients in. Did I see one of those anywhere that I journeyed in Red Witch?
Just use the Wicker Man.
There's a fireplace in the main room of the tavern.
I am gonna say that's good enough.
So they definitely owe you enough not to question, but you will have a huddle of folks watching you the entire time, like whispering.
Do they at least have like a metal bowl?
They have like a kind of a cauldron that they can like kind of put on top.
I need the empty part of the bowl, and basically I'm burning incense and herbs with hot coals.
Okay, yeah, you could do that in this call. It's just an empty pewter cauldron.
Perfect. Then I am casting Find Familiar with all of my components.
And people are in awe as they watch you do this nonsense. Because that's what they think this is. Nonsense. They're like, what is she doing? I don't know what she's doing. Are you going to ask her? I'm not going to ask her. She's looking.
You are going to love what happens next. And the smoke is going from all the stuff is going to swirl and create the form of our lovely small toad and solidify into our dearest Furby.
So these people watch you put incense, coals, random dry ingredients into this big smoking cauldron. And after a period of time, you pull out and Furby looks pissed.
Oh, I'm hugging him anyway.
And he's like kind of like his soft form is kind of pushed up against you. But he's like
Oh, my dearest, I have missed you. I'm so sorry. I really did not expect what happened. Can you forgive me? And I pet his head.
I'm watching this personal exchange from a distance at a table with another alcoholic beverage, I'm sure. And I look on in jealousy as a little bit of Lonely Man plays in the background.
We need to find you a small creature to love.
I had one.
I know. God the heartbreak.
When I finish up my soup, I'll come over and sit down by E. I don't know if we're already sitting together, but I'll scooch over and just kind of just give her a nod. Just give her a little company.
Did you first night that I was with Maven and Koriko was also the night that we met you. Just before dusk had actually settled, I had noticed that there was a burial mound.
Yes.
And I'm speaking to Fern across the table. Was that you?
Not to my knowledge. But who's to say?
If you want it to be, it can definitely be you.
It could have proven to been how I got there, maybe? Like, maybe that's where the veil...
If it was you, what you would have spotted was a very small creature that looks like it got stepped on. It is, in the shape of a rabbit with antlers and a wonderful horn, a very magical little rabbit. And it got crushed. And it looks like it got stepped on more than once. So if you did spot it, and that's why you decided to bury it, and that's when you crossed the veil, that can be fine, but that is what it was.
No, I don't think that was me. It was really dark when I got there.
Go back to drinking. You got any friends out in the far yonder, wherever you came from?
Yes, I did a lot of work with fellow furbolgs from my tribe that were trained to be druids and such. But now I'm here, so I figure if there are people that need me to help them here, then here I shall stay until my work is done.
Are you trying to get back at all? Or are you just,
eventually
here is where I'm going to be?
In my tribe, it's kind of considered a rite of passage for furbolgs, young furbolgs, to go out into the world and to have one singular noble quest that will improve the quality of life for someone, or maybe for nature, for what have you. And we go out to accomplish this task. We find it and we complete it, and that's my goal now. Now that I'm here, I feel maybe that me breaking through the veil was my calling to find said quest. I mean, maybe these red cloaks might be worthy cause.
Oh yeah, I'm not particularly actually, I'm not particularly religious, but I am spiritual, and I would definitely say that out of the entire universe and things going on right now, if you are interested in aiding nature specifically, this is a hot spot for sure.
I would definitely agree thus far. And we'll see what is to come. And I'll flag down the barmaid when I get a chance and order a meat as well.
She's like, okay, that sounds perfect. And she goes and she gets you some as well. It's all very nice.
Eunice proves.
And as you drink and caress frogs and try to paw off kids all trying to touch this frog who is now nervously greasing up with poison. Come on down, Frog Town. Mackenzie, no. Alright.
I'm purposely now forgetting to tell them not to burn things to make frogs.
Perfect. The world is now your oyster, my dears, and you may go in whatever direction you choose. North, west, east, south. Now, you do know the Red Cloaks did cross by to the west, in which you once came.
Well, I think we should keep on keeping on. Let's go find those red guys.
Job here was to find them, so we should continue, yes.
And I'll go too.
I mean, you're already more than welcome to join us.
Excellent. I'll aid your cause. Let's go.
Okay, well, if that is the case, I move you back to... where is it? Shit, where is my... There we go, forest.
Can we avoid the bad tree?
I would say that when you cross, Fern hears, these guys again. What do you want?
I see Eunice just like doing the thing where like how bullies will go like this and like jump at you really quickly to make you like flinch.
Are you
She's
threatening
like
the tree?
to try and make the tree flinch.
The tree does not flinch.
Shivers a little. Couple of leaves fall.
Y'all are a bunch of dicks. This poor tree did nothing wrong. But you can, if you would like, move your tokens to where the tree is.
Yay! But oh, I disappeared.
Bye! Alright. So as you walk around this tree, Fern can hear the tree going, I hate you. I hate you all. I hate all four of you. I haven't eaten in weeks.
We'll have to choose someone else. We have things to do.
Well, you know who said that the last time? It was those stupid jerks with the red cloaks.
Wait a minute.
Really
Red cloaks, you say?
Yes, they said they would poison me if I ate them, and I was like, meh.
Oh. Did they say anything else by chance?
What do I look like? The therapist?
Fair enough, fair enough. Just, we'll be on our way. We'll be on our way.
Yeah, you will. Or I'll change my mind and try to eat you again.
What do we hear on our end? Do we just hear Fern
You just
talking
hear
and no
Fern.
response?
Like, talk to this tree, like, just having a conversation
An
with this
aggressive
tree.
conversation, and you only hear.
Looks like
Fern.
I'm talking just to a plant. I think we should keep going, guys. Still a sensitive topic.
Christ. Alright. So.
Oh
There-
yeah, we never went that other way over here.
Mm-mm.
You have not.
Do we want to go back and check the cave for any more spookies, or do we want to just go the way we didn't go?
Rather go the way we didn't go.
If there's any more damage to that area than there already is, they can't really do anything worse than break into our druid's resting place and poison things and kill people, so.
Alright. So we're going south.
To the big black square of
To the big back
mystery
square.
and mystery and fey and spooky.
So as you get to the big black square, you begin to hear kind of like the sound of a dying fire.
Oh.
And you do see 2 feet hanging out of...
Oh no. Baby dead.
I'll look around and kind of see if anyone wants to take point. And if they don't, I'll start going, hey! Hey!
Did you say 2 feet? Or what did you say?
2 feetsies. 2 what looks like sleeping feetsies.
Are they
boy.
bilaterally symmetrical? Do they belong to the same creature or appear to belong to the same creature?
It looks like humanoid feets.
I would like to try and sneak. If Ease doesn't start yelling, I'm gonna try and sneak a little closer and get like a slightly better look, but also stay sort of close to the forest.
That's more than fine, unless we're screaming. I need to know.
No, I was specifically looking to make sure that I had the go-ahead before anything. So if someone shook their head no, then I wouldn't have.
Alright.
Shall I roll stealth?
Yes, please roll some stealth.
Okay, we'll roll some stealth.
That's good. It's a good decision.
What did I roll?
Ooh,
Okay, 22.
You are quiet. You are the night.
I want to get a look at feetsies.
So you look at the feetsies, and they seem to be attached to a sleeping man in red robes.
Shit.
Oh!
I would like to,
Hang
go.
on, wait a minute. I might have something.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and tell you. It's the guy in the red robes. Hi.
Oh, I thought I had hold person.
If I am informed there's someone who is in red in that tent, I'm going to start running towards it.
Maybe we should. No, okay, fine. I'm gonna get an arrow ready.
Yeah, I get my face ready.
Get black and white flashbacks of
I'm
me and
gonna
Lord Button.
stand like right outside, like the tent.
So are we just attacking them? Do we have any tactical plans?
I'm gonna take my mace. I'm just gonna get ready, and if this guy runs out or something, I'm gonna bonk him.
Maybe he's fine. It's okay. Everyone's going all right.
So you walk past the dying embers of the flame. You walk past a sleeping mat that seems to be empty. And you stand over the feet of a man in red, sleeping hard.
Is it a cloak? Is he wearing a cloak?
He is wearing a cloak. What is it, Jimbo John?
But John, can I, if we are going to attack him anyway, grab his ankles and just lift him up?
Roll
Upside.
me an athletics, roll me athletics.
I want to do that also.
You can assist. You can each grab an ankle, and you can get advantage.
I help.
I get advantage if
Yeah.
Yes.
If I
So you can take that 23.
23.
So, out of nowhere, everyone ready. This man is pulled to his feet into the air. He's only about 5'7", so he hangs quite a few inches. And he is directly in front of your face, E. And he wakes up and goes, "What the hell? What the hell?"
I'll flick him on the nose so he knows what's up and who's in charge. And I'm going to say, who do you work for?
And he kind of, his eyes kind of slowly adjust, and he goes, "The person who is going to destroy everything."
I'll ask you again, and I'm going to run my talons, my claws down his chest, and you're like, who do you work for?
Oh God.
And he bites his lip almost like in some sort of gross evil pleasure, and he goes, "I'm going to kill you." And roll for initiative!
Yeah.
Let me clear out initiative first. That might be a good idea. Move all turns. Let's clear that out.
I want beefy initiative, please.
4.
22.
I'm very slow.
But it's perfect.
I think this is the third 4 in a row that I've rolled for initiative. I think last game my initiative counts were 3, 4, 4, and now this 4.
Okay, you're the cleric. You just gotta clean up her mess.
Where did he go? I just dragged him on here, but no, there he is. It's not actually a tiefling, it's just the icon for him. Sorry, it's no evil tiefling, it's an evil man. But I will roll his initiative.
Miss other tieflings.
You'll find some, eventually.
This may be a terrible and useful method of finding out what some of those poisons do.
Ooh.
We are awful people!
I'm gonna torture this guy.
I would much rather him eat one of those baby teeth than my frog.
That is a good point. You have some points there. But it is not your turn yet. It is indeed Maven's turn.
Woo! We're gonna do 2 attacks.
Excellent. So he is kind of sprung out, one in between, held into the air by both of your counterparts.
Once I see E start raking her claws, I get ready, and when she moves, I just go boom, boom. Pop the shots. Where is it? Where's my longbow? There it
Right in
is.
the kneecaps.
1. Rolled them twice.
All right. Both of those hit.
21 and a 26. So we'll go that 12, and that is another 12 plus another D8 plus 7. So that's 24 plus 7, 31.
Amazing.
Wow.
Did I roll max on? Yeah, I rolled max on both of those.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
It's like,
that is
dang,
what
dang.
you did. Excellent. So it is now our friend's turn, and he's going to.
The cams are gone.
The cams are gone.
Are the cameras gone?
Not anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're back.
The cameras went away.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, chat.
Thanks, chat. I was like, oh no! All right. So you did heckin' damage, but he looks at you, and he points his finger, and he casts Firebolt. Did that do the right amount of damage? Let's see here.
Question:
Oh wait,
do
a
we want
10
him
doesn't
to
even
be?
hit.
Do we want him?
Who?
Okay.
Oh, that was to you. It was at you, Maven. He should
Oh,
have
okay,
Firebolt
yeah.
at you, but that didn't work.
Bye.
That's fine. So that is his turn. He's actually he's going to try and he's going to make an acrobatics against or a dex against the two of you. Just one of you roll with advantage. A strength roll.
I have a pretty strong.
Ah. Use your inspiration.
Yeah, I think I will.
All right. So with a nat 20, you hold him firm, and he wiggles and squirms, but he is not going anywhere. And that brings it to you, Koroko.
Give me just a second. I have to look up something to see if it's going to be as good as I think it is. Because I haven't used this yet. Actually, you know what? We'll find out what it does later. I know it does something good. But I'm going to use one of my craft magics that I haven't used yet.
Oh.
Called Hives, which, as an action for a minute, you're poisoned if you miss a Constitution saving throw of, I believe, 13, if it's the same as my spellcasting mod.
He
Okay.
rolled a 17.
What a good Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, he didn't like that one bit. Is there anything else you can do for your turn?
I mean, I could bite him, but I think I'm gonna hold off. I think I'm good just holding him up right now.
Alright, perfect. And that would lead to Eunice.
So I would like to do this non-lethally.
Okay.
But- I would also like to do this recklessly.
Okay.
I would like to specifically go for his eyes and attempt to take his eyes out of his head.
Take his
Oh my
eyes.
Specifically.
Specifically the eyes.
hmm
Okay. I will let you specifically take the eyes.
Oh no! Oh no! No way!
You said
Wait,
recklessly.
oh, I said recklessly. Yes, thank you. So that could have been a nat 1 both times, but it wasn't because I attacked recklessly. So that's instead going to be a 23 to 20.
That was almost really bad for you.
Yes, it was.
So you are able to do the attack. You recklessly attack at his eyeballs for 16 damage, and you rake them out, and he screams.
And I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna say again, who do you work for? Say it or else I'll take your tongue and you'll never be able to use magic again.
He just spits in your general direction.
Okay. I'll stay here.
You stay right there, and he will not. But he is blind. There's no more eyes for this man to fight with. And it is now Fern's turn.
So since we have this guy on pretty much on lockdown, it looks like. What did he do on his turn? He missed.
He shot at
He
me.
missed real bad.
Yeah, I feel like we have this under control. I'm just gonna use my action to make an intimidation check on him. And so I'm gonna like get really close to him so he can hear me, and I'm gonna be like, we're not gonna ask you this again. Tell us who you work for and where you came from.
Roll 14. With a 14, he kind of just...
Could be better.
And he's looking around and he goes, I am the Scarlet Brotherhood, you idiot! We are the power, we are the strength, and we are going to take over the Flyness. By all means necessary. We will never be taken down again!
Real quick, your camera is out of focus.
I am so out of focus. Guys, today in the technology, I even had to start late so I could make the technology work better.
Just do one of these. That's always what fixes it for me.
Bink! No, let me go to my advanced
Almost.
settings.
Dang
Hold
it.
on, let me fix that.
Fine. Oh wow, you're back
you're
and you're beautiful as ever.
Thanks. And, not because you've complimented me so greatly, if there's nothing else Fern would like to do with their turn,
Nah.
brings it back to Maven.
Do I kill him?
He's not talking, so might as well.
Okay, another arrow. I'm not gonna waste a spell on him. That's a 20.
That hits.
Oh.
10 piercing.
And he looks pretty beat up at this point. He can't tell, but he looks pretty beat up at this point. And as he's kind of hanging there kind of limply, is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
I would like to... Oh, he can't see me, but I was like, I'll move out of his range, but then I realized he can't see me, so I'm just gonna be like, give everyone else like a, we good.
Well, this man, he does something. He closes his unseeing eyes as blood is kind of pouring around his closed eyes.
That's gross.
And his fingers kind of dangle for a moment. And I would like all of you to give me dexterity saving throws.
Uh-oh.
Can
Negative.
I use my defense on this? My craft magic defense.
Well, he casted this spell silently. He did not make any gestures that would make you think that he casted the spell.
Whoops.
So he's using some meta magics.
Okay. Oof. That's solid, isn't it?
That was a good. But no, the flames, you feel it kind of erupt from within him, like his entire body was the conduit for this blast of flame. And it covers all of you. And just as it was there, it was gone. He is nothing more than ash.
Did he just kill himself?
Yeah, he did.
He just went out.
He only had
Poke
2
the ash.
He only had 2 HP left, so he took you along with him. Now, how many of you are still standing? Because you've either taken 31 damage or 15 damage.
Not me. I'm unconscious.
So Fern's unconscious. Is Karko okay?
No, Karko is unconscious.
Alright, so it's the 2 fighties. The 2 fighty types are left standing. Your friends, both holding... I mean, it makes sense. The 2 that were holding the man.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you guys had failed that save, do you have enough health points to have survived that? Okay. At least he does.
If I
He would have been fine.
have passed it, I would have survived.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I would have survived if I had passed it too.
He could have rolled high enough to get me, though.
Yeah, he could. Let's see what were those rolls looking like on his end.
Oof.
Yeah, he rolled an he rolled a 2, a 6, a 1, a 5, 5, 5. Those are
So
pretty
Oh my
good.
god, he could have killed us.
He could have wiped out the entire party, but you also did grab him by his legs and cut out his eyes. So
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So, the remaining members of the party, what would you like to do?
Cure wounds! Cure wounds! Cure wounds to both of them!
You can cast Cure Wounds?
I have cure wounds!
Hey! Alright, so, cast your Cure Wounds. Say who's going to first one, who gets the second one.
I'm gonna get, Fern up, and then I'm gonna get, Goroko up. Is Fribby's gone, isn't he?
Fribby was fine. Fribby curled under the hat.
Okay. Here, hold on, let me
It takes her a turn
cast,
to try to get Fran back
and
up.
then cast, but, so, that's not great, but it's,
But you're
it's
standing!
6 to Fern and 4 to Goroko. And I'm just gonna be like,